Well, I have more info on the Z. We are
Okay,
getting a
that's a good
lot
one.
closer. Yeah, we're getting a lot closer to.
Are you a Z guy, Art? Do you like the Z?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually a super weirdo. I like the 280ZX turbos from the early 80s. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
the
they're
Z32. Yeah.
the earlier one, the Z31, right?
Oh,
Was it?
even the
Or is it?
earlier one. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well,
That's
not
right. The
31. There's
Z32s are more, yeah, late 80s.
actually no, it's not. Is it the S130 that I'm all confused because not the original Fair Lady, the one after that from the early 80s, and then it went to C31, which is like the Shiro edition, and then you had the 30th anniversary or whatever. So it's the early 80s one. I think that they have you can make them look super cool with over fenders and watts,
Mhm.
Watanabes and stuff like that. But I think they're pretty underappreciated. That being said, of course, Z32 twin turbo, very iconic, really awesome car, and I am very excited to see where Nissan takes the Z
Mhm.
line moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well, I
that's
think
what
we
we're going to
all
be
are.
discussing. Yep.
Well, this image is one from the last time we covered it, and this was based on the silhouette that was provided by Nissan. And James, Taro, and we were not too keen on it, and well, we have a little more information and some updated images. So,
Cool.
yeah. So at the shareholders meeting last month, Nissan's new president, this guy named Mr. Uchida, who has replaced Mr. What was his name? Saikawa, who was appointed.
Yeah.
He's the guy who kind
He
of
left as
he
well.
left, yeah,
Yeah.
because he was pretty bad. It was a whole huge drama with him, Carlos
Totally.
Ghosn, but yeah.
Yeah.
But he said that the company plans to launch 12 new vehicles by fiscal year 2023, which is only, what, 3 years away. 12 vehicles, so it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's only 3 years away, and so they're really pushing the pedal to the metal to get some new products around the world, particularly in North America, and they need it because sales have been down, I think, globally for them. And he said the mix will be 6 models with e-Power, and e-Power is their kind of series, is a parallel hybrid where an engine, a small engine recharges the battery, so you just put in gas and the engine doesn't actually power the wheel. So it's an electric vehicle with a generator that's a gasoline powered one, and 3 full electric vehicles, and then 3 internal combustion vehicles, and one of those combustion vehicles is the new Z, which is being scheduled for release by, according to Best Car and our Otaku Spies, at the end of 2021. So we're talking, yeah, it's close. It's a lot closer than I thought. I thought it was going to be a year and a half, at least a year and a half to 2 years away, but they're saying at the end of next year. So we weren't too excited about this rendering, silhouette shot, based on the silhouette shot. So they sent us a new one, and I will show you that right now. Let me see. Share screen. And it looks kind of similar, but they cleaned up the front end. And you can see the headlights have been made slightly sharper into something a little more Z-like than what it was before, because the one before looked almost Mitsubishi-like. Of course, Nissan owns Mitsubishi too. And although the basic design hasn't changed much from the previous image, I think it looks a little more exciting. What do you guys?
I like the color. I will say that I like the
Yellow.
color of it, but I do think it looks too much like the Subaru BRZ stroke Toyota GT in this ilk for me.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I just feel it looks a little similar. But it does really, this color certainly harks back to the 350 when they did the Run video. It reminds me of that, if that makes sense.
What about you, Taro?
I like this rendering much better than the purple car that we saw for sure.
Right.
It looks more of a Z, but I kind of agree with James. The front, the form like of the hood and the light balance, it kind of reminds me of the 86. Yeah, a little bit. Of course, the back, the back's a Z, but the front's a little bit, 86-ish.
What about you, Art?
You know, I'm seeing a lot of C8 Corvette in that front bumper for some reason. I don't know what's going on, or is it maybe C7 Corvette? It's very reminiscent of Corvette for some reason. But
Z should
I don't
look
know.
like
I mean,
a Corvette.
yeah, it doesn't doesn't feel right. I don't know. I definitely agree with the BRZ commentary. I think that the top portion of the hood line and everything, all that, it looks that way. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's in a nutshell, not necessarily a car I would spend money on.
Ouch.
But I think it's a better move, or they're moving in a better direction from the previous rendering.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too. I think we all agree on that. Well,
Sam, what happened to the yellow roof there? Why is it all blotched up? Is that your Photoshop attempt?
that was my attempt. Yeah.
It's incredible. I could barely tell, Taro, that there's any Photoshop work on here at all. I mean, it looks immaculate to me. And not even that, the green grass that's going on there as well is incredible.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I started it. I couldn't match the color, and I just said screw it. So, as you could tell, but you know that's not the important part. But
right,
thank you for pointing that out. Thank you.
Oh,
for
it's okay. That's just
the press too.
that's a crayon effect. That's a
yeah,
crayon effect. Yeah.
Right.
You mean it's childlike Taro in his efforts? Is that what you're trying to suggest?
I didn't say that. I just said it was a crayon effect.
Yeah, well, children play with crayons, so okay. But anyways, I'm just going to keep moving on. And
you know why he didn't get the color right, Taro? It's because he didn't have Steven Seagal's sunglasses on.
Oh yeah, he couldn't.
they're not
Oh.
Steven Seagal sunglasses. These are
That
from
makes sense.
Sammy's original. And by the way, you could tell that I gave up on the last one, so I didn't even touch this one. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is much better. Yeah.
and it says best
Oh.
card, but
Yeah, you know
Well,
what? The rear end is starting to grow on me. I kind of like didn't like it before, but it's kind
it
of
has elements of the Z32 rear. You know.
Yeah, a little
Certainly.
90s RADwood
Yeah,
vibe. I
exactly.
think.
RADwood.
Yeah. It does have that vibe. Yeah. I like this. Yeah. I don't know about the sad frowny face on the bottom.
Oh yeah,
I think it looks more like a mustache than anything. It's more a mustache,
yeah.
I think.
It kind of does.
a mustache.
Yeah,
Mustache or
definitely-
mustache?
It's not a mustache. It's definitely a mustache because it's
Exactly.
it's long, right?
Yeah.
It's long.
Exactly. It's
Oh, okay.
definitely long.
Mustache, okay.
Mustache. Yeah.
So best car who rendered this rendered this and let us use this image is sticking to the notion that it will look like the rear of the Z32 300ZX, which is one of my favorite cars from the late 80s, I think early 90s, yeah, because I think 96 was the year it got discontinued. So I think we're right in that
Is
era.
that the new Nissan logo?
No, that's the old one.
That's the
It
old
looks
one?
like still the old one. Yeah.
Mhm.
What's the
Yeah.
new Nissan logo?
Good catch, Carl. They probably will have the new Nissan logo on that one. You know.
Nissan has a new logo. Art.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
Go ahead, James. You're much better with.
No, Sam, you're the one that's got control. I remember you
well,
gave such a hard time in being able to show everything so quickly. You were the one that has this all prepared, Sam, and I was messing it up. So I don't want to mess it up again, Sam.
No, you won't. Just go ahead and put up the Nissan logo for me, the new one. I'm really power to you.
James, why don't you draw the Nissan logo with that colored pencil he used to touch that up?
I will. I'll do that one.
You guys are just brutal, man. Brutal. Wow. Last time I tried to touch up, try to make the images look better, man. All right, so while James is doing that, there it is.
Oh, cool. All right, I like that.
So according to insider information, the Z platform is based on the Z34, which is the current car. But the company plans to bill it as an all-new model when it comes out late next year. The suspension geometry is completely different from that of the current model, is what our spies are saying. But they're saying it's still going to be struts up front and a multi-link at rear, which is, I think, the setup of the current car. The engine will be placed lower in the body, so it'll have a lower center of gravity, which means it should be a much better handling machine. And speaking of engines, we still hear that it'll come with a twin turbocharged 3-liter V6 that will come with 2 different outputs, one at 304 horsepower and one at 405 horsepower, which we're thinking it could be the Nismo version of the car. So 405 is pretty quick. we hear that the car is already being tested. I don't know if it's at the Nürburgring or not. Someone said they think they saw it in Germany, but I don't know if the Nürburgring is even open right now because of the Corona thing. So, but they said the car is being tested, road testing, a 7-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual with the rev matching system, which is something I think is really cool. I love. And as for price, we're hearing that it'll stay in the same range, which is great for Z fans everywhere, because you know the Z and Japanese sports cars in general usually tend to go up in price as each generation comes up. But this one is going to stay in the range of $40,000 to $50,000, and it will represent a pretty good value for cars from Europe, even America, with similar power output. So we'll keep supplying with more info as they come available until the launch of the new Z, right, late next year. So be on the lookout for it. I'll give you another wonderful shot of the car. Just never mind the roof. And hold on, there it is. There it is. There it is. Just look at the front end here. The wheels could change, of course, but the basic shape of the car is right on, because it's based on the silhouette that Nissan gave us. And the front end, they say, is very, very close to production, or what we're going to see when this car comes out. So
I wonder how much of a difference, the driving feel would be if they're still using the same platform. I mean, they're trying to get like a lot of these like rear-wheel drive platforms on the same.
They could change it up quite a bit. I think they could take weight out of it. They just bring. It looks like they're going to change it quite a bit. The suspension the suspension tuning is going to be totally different. The engine's going to be lower in the body, and it could be even pushed back to make it real front mid engine.
Front midship, yeah. Well, that's what the platform's, right? It's
right,
FM,
exactly.
the FM platform. Yeah,
exactly. But they might even try to push it even more back. Right? So we don't really know those details yet, but I'm sure Mr. Tamura-san, our friend, who is the Mr. GTR right now, has his hand in this car quite a bit. So knowing him, he'll make this thing probably drive very, very efficiently and smooth, because I think he likes his cars, to drive pretty smooth too. So
is he in charge of this project as well? The new Z as well?
I think so.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. He was in charge of the Z the whole way through, right? And so if nothing has changed, he still is. So
okay.
Yeah.
Sam, what do you think the name's going to be of the car?
Oh, we're hearing this 400Z.
Yeah, so the 400Z.
Yeah,
do you think it might be, and then the Nismo version would just be the 400Z, the Z Nismo, or the 400R?
No,
I thought they were not going to bring the 400R back.
It'll probably be Nismo 400Z, I would think.
Okay. I just thought they might bring the name back, which would be kind of fun if they brought the 400R back.
But the 400R was the GTR.
Skyline. Yeah, I know, but it's the same sort of thing. Kind of keep it.
Or you think the 432 maybe? Like if there's a way to kind of do that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I'm just thinking making the numbers still relevant. Obviously, the displacement is different and all that kind of stuff, and the engine size or the number of cylinders and all that. But
what would be cool is if they make the engine bay big enough for the GTR engine to fit in there, and they can make what was that Z with the GTR engine? God, I can't. Was that
there was a Z
with
a GTR engine?
Oh yeah. Nissan actually made one.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. Yeah. James, I'm going to relinquish power to you. But
I really said it before. I'm surprised James didn't eat me alive for saying a different number of cylinders, because the S20, right, or the motor in the 432 is this inline 6. It's a different configuration, is what I meant to say, right? It's a V6 versus inline 6, right, James?
Yeah, I think so.
Four valves, 3 carburetors, 2 doors, is it?
I think something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Something. Yeah, it designated something like that. And then just as a treat for you guys, because I know Art has 2 children, and look at that. Do you know what that is, Art?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a Bugatti,
It's a
toy
Bugatti.
little car, right? But it's a driving
Yeah,
little thing. Yeah.
it's from Bugatti, and it's called Baby Bugatti 2 for kids, and I think it's on sale now. That's why I kind of put it up there.
I think they all sold out though, Sam, unfortunately.
Oh,
So we
it is, but you know, guys like you, James, I know with your contacts, you could get us one.
well, also, Sam, there's a little bit of difference. While it is the Baby Bugatti number 2, it's not really a Baby Bugatti because instead of being 50% size like the original toy car
It's
was,
75%.
it's 75%. So I'd say this is more a teenager as opposed to a child's car.
Okay, well, let's okay. Thank you, James. But still, okay. So it starts around $35,000, and it tops out at 68,000, and it's based on the 1924 Type 35 Lyon Grand Prix car, and
which I think, Sam, you might be able to correct me here because you know far more than me since you're of this era. But isn't the Type 35 the most successful race car of all time?
I think it is the most successful race car of all time. If it isn't, it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, it's a classic, and the tires on there are real Michelin tires. So they're they're modern day Michelin with Michelin rubber. So you're not going to be or your kid's not going to be sliding all over the place. But anyways, just start with Art and his new kid, and Taro with a son who's going to be driving age. I don't know what, about another 5 years.
Yeah, about 5 years. So this car, what is it? Is it like a pedal or is it like a little motor?
Oh no, it's electric. It's an electric car. You could actually drive it like a real car.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking if I was a little smaller, I'd just buy this car.
But how many horsepower has it got, Sam?
I don't know. So,
Sam, come on. Here you are.
It's a dang toy.
Well, I can see the base model comes with 2 versions. It comes with the 1.3 horsepower version and a 5.4 horsepower version. But the one you really want to be getting is the Vitesse or the Persang, which has 13.4 horsepower that gets you all the way up to 42 mile an hour.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow, really?
Kind of looking for your,
I can kind of see Sam in there with the glasses though,
I definitely
Oh,
with the
right.
glasses are made for the Bugatti.
What
Yeah.
he might have, Taro, unfortunately, though, I think Sam might have to be, because he is so svelte, he might have to put a leg in each of them. Have 2, one Vitesse, one Persang, because he needs that to travel around the compound in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm rethinking Hawaii these days, so I'm thinking somewhere else. Anyways, that's my report. So there you have it. And off to Taro. Who's next?
Taro, it's all you, Taro. Taro, no, you cover your videos.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Jump right in there.
Oh, wait,
right,
Art. Yeah.